Following the events of Spider-Man No Way Home, Peter Parker is returning to the MCU with another solo film. But who will he bring with him? Since its December 2021 release, Spider-Man No Way Home has been seen by a large number of people. And there's no denying that it provides Spider-Man fans with lots of discussion material, as J. Jonah Jameson reveals Peter's secret identity as Spider-Man to the world. The film picks up right where Far From Home left off. MJ, Ned, and Aunt May are all being investigated in connection with the London attack, so it doesn't just affect Peter. However, despite the attention from the Department of Damage Control, Matt Murdock assures Peter that he won't be held accountable for anything. Happy Hogan, however, may be in trouble for some missing Stark Technologies gear as a result of Mysterio's attack. Of course, Spider-Man No Way Home ends on a somewhat depressing note. Peter visits MJ, where she works, and watches as the completely unaware Ned walks past him. He has prepared a speech for MJ, outlining his background and their relationship, but backs out at the last minute. The movie ends with Peter taking control of his life and starting over. He moves into a rundown New York apartment. A GED preparation book is in one of the moving boxes. It seems to be the start of a more traditional Peter Parker story, one that many have complained that they haven't seen in this recent run of movies. The cheery teenager from Spider-Man Homecoming has vanished. Holland's Peter Parker is now an adult who lives on his own. But does this mean Spider-Man is still a member of the Avengers? As evidenced by J. Jonah Jameson's rant just before we see Peter leave for the diner, we find it difficult to understand why he wouldn't be, since the world hasn't forgotten that there is a Spider-Man. Peter might, however, use it as an opportunity for a fresh start and work on a smaller scale without his mentor Iron Man present. It's not like they can go even bigger than No Way Home, so we'd love to see a more personal Spider-Man film the next time around.
Some suggest that Parker's powers include the male spider's ability to hypnotize females.
The final installment of Tom Holland's Spider-Man trilogy, Spider-Man No Way Home, was released in theaters on December 17, 2021, with over $260 million in revenue during its first weekend at the box office. The film had the second highest domestic opening of all time. Since then, it has earned more than $600 million at the domestic box office. Fans naturally already have questions about whether and when we can expect the franchise's fourth entry. Kevin Feige assured fans that there won't be any separation trauma like what occurred after Far From Home, in which Sony and Disney temporarily parted ways after failing to reach an agreement on a new deal when the Spider-Man 4 movie was confirmed to be in development in December 2021. Spider-Man 4 might be in production, as was already mentioned, but there is no set release date as of yet. In the MCU, Spidey films have typically been released every 2 years, but the release of the fourth one in 2023 seems unlikely. On June 7, 2024, Sony will release an unconfirmed Marvel film, which may be Spider-Man 4. This date is not yet set. When Spider-Man will make his next appearance is difficult to predict at this point. You would anticipate there to be little to no waiting if Holland were to return, but the wait might be longer if there's a new Spider-Man on the way. Spider-Man No Way Home broke every Marvel fan, but they're ready for more after seeing Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland share the Marvel screen. A producer from Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy just provided some clarification on the possibility of Spider-Man 4. According to reports, Maguire said he would take on the role again with Sam Raimi at the helm, suggesting that Marvel might be planning the most amazing superhero comeback ever. But right now, it's unclear whether or not there are plans to bring Maguire's Spider-Man back to the big screen. After Spider-Man No Way Home, both Holland and Garfield expressed a desire to work on another team-up movie with all three of them. The recent rumor that Maguire might reprise his Marvel role in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, reuniting him with Raimi, goes beyond the Wall Films Crawler series. Jacob Batalon, who plays Ned Leeds, Peter Parker's best friend in the MCU, recently revealed that he is unsure whether he will return for additional web-slinging adventures. Before we go any further, we wanted to let you know that it's time for you to smash that like button if you haven't done so already. Marisa Tomei is the only person who will undoubtedly not appear in it, because the Green Goblin tragically kills Aunt May in the film. A different Aunt May might exist in the multiverse, but we don't think this will happen. If you've seen No Way Home, you already know that everyone in the movie, including MJ, played by Zendaya, forgets who Peter Parker is at the end. She and Ned leave for MIT after Peter decides not to reveal his true identity to her. Fans can only guess whether MJ will appear in the upcoming installment, as the plot is left to be fairly open-ended.
Everything you want.
So, does No Way Home set up Spider-Man 4? As previously mentioned, nobody in the movie, including MJ and Ned, knows that Peter Parker is Spider-Man by the time it ends. But Peter isn't exactly retired, because he's still going about his Spidey business in the world. What it really means is that a fourth movie could take any direction it wants, whether that be having Peter raise a new Spider-Man, going on a solo adventure where he encounters a new foe, or doing something completely different. One possible choice is to present the eagerly anticipated conflict between Spider-Man and Venom on the big screen. Of course, it's possible that Sony will pull a fast one and teleport Holland Spider-Man to the Sonyverse for his upcoming film. But it's unclear how that would fit with the Marvel-Sony agreement, since the crossover hasn't yet happened. While the MCU expands and delves deeper into its multiverse, it becomes more connected to other Marvel universes. No Way Home's mid-credit scene continued the one from Venom, Let There Be Carnage, in which Venom and Eddie were transported to the Marvel Cinematic Universe and witnessed J. Jonah Jameson discussing Spider-Man's recently revealed identity on TV. However, the symbiote left a piece of itself in the MCU, making it possible for Spider-Man and Venom to finally meet in the near future. The scene in No Way Home showed Eddie trying to understand the MCU's mainstream timeline and its many superheroes before Strange's spell transported him and Venom back to their timeline. According to a Spider-Man 4 theory, the villain might be Morlun, and he and his inheritors have already killed most of the Spider variants bans in the MCU, with the exception of Holland, Maguire, and Garfield. The fact that America Chavez didn't recognize Spider-Man and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, despite having visited 73 universes, provides credence to the theory. This indicates that there aren't any Spider-Man variations in at least 73 MCU universes. The Multiverse Saga is exploring the supernatural side of the multiverse with the TV shows Moon Knight and Werewolf by Night, as well as the upcoming film Blade. So a psychic vampire like Morlun can now have a place in the MCU, even though there hasn't been a proper setup for his appearance. If Morlun turns out to be the next significant antagonist in the Spider-Man saga, produced by the MCU and Sony, the key question at this point is whether the three remaining Spider-Men will reunite in Spider-Man 4. It would make sense to bring back Maguire and Garfield to help Holland in taking down this dangerous villain, if they are the only Spider-Men in the MCU that Morlun hasn't already killed. However, this could also result in one of them not living past Spider-Man 4. And because of this, you need to smash that subscribe button and that notification bell so you'll never miss any of our videos in the future. However, Morlun as the villain hunting Spider-Man variants could also work solely with Holland Spider-Man, who would take on the mission of saving his two other variants by possibly trapping Morlun in his universe in order to defeat him. Many doors for Peter Parker's future were opened by the events and conclusion of Spider-Man No Way Home, but it remains to be seen where the MCU will take him now. See you in the next video.